Hi YouTube, this is Lena and I am here today with the last call project pan update. I am doing this with some friends over at Instagram. I will put their names right here and they will be linked down below. If you want to find other people that are doing it this year, you can just follow the hashtag lastcallprojectpan22 on Instagram. But I do have 3 empties, or technically 4, but 2 of them were in one spot. 2 of them are makeup. They are 2 different primers. They are the Marc Jacobs Invisible Undercover Perfecting Coconut Face Primer. It was down to here when we started and it pumped all the way up. And then I have the Ulta Professional Flawless Primer. It was actually a green primer. That's what it looked like. As you can see, nothing else is coming out. Was not in love with that, so I'm actually quite glad that it in particular is done. And then I have these, the Matrix Keep Me Vivid shampoo and conditioner. The shampoo weighed 64.1 grams, now it is 16.1, and the conditioner weighed 58.6, now it is 13.8. I don't know why they had different weights, because they were both brand new when I used them. I don't know, I don't question things. So, as for everything else, just starting at the top, first I have my Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz Pencil. I will insert the Paper Progress here. This is what it looks like. I'm not quite sure if I'll have it done by the next update, especially if I actually update this closer to on time next time. But I'm about halfway done with it now. I'm sure I will finish it by the end, which is the 31st of December, so not worried about that. I left this in the other room, but I will insert a quick picture of it. My Ulta lip gloss. I literally just need to pull out the stopper and use it like 2 more times and it'll be done. So that's why it's not with me. I've been using it quite a bit. Next is the KVD Beauty powder. I'm surprised this isn't finished yet. There's not a lot of it left. Let me tap it down to see if you can do. This thing never wants to settle, like, remotely even. I don't know, that's probably about as good as I'm gonna get right there. Hopefully you can see that. There's not a ton of it left. Its weight went from 13.9 grams to 12.6. There's only 1.4 grams in here, but obviously that is not correct because that is not 0.1 grams of powder. And then I have the Seraphine Botanicals Camilla and Strobe Luminizing Primer. This is taking me a bit longer than I thought, but I mean, it is half an ounce of primer, so here are my marks. Hopefully I'll be done with that because I have been a little lackadaisical about this on some days, just not really wanting to deal with it. It's fine, it's just not my favorite, so sometimes I just leave it off because I'm in a hurry and it's one less step. And I do have a couple of skincare things still in here. First is the Shani Darden Retinol Reform Serum. Another thing that I'm a bit surprised isn't quite done yet. I mean, it might have like almost nothing left to it, I don't know. It's supposed to only have like 10 mils of product in here, but it went from 19.5 grams to 13.0. It was already in use though when I put it in here, so I can't imagine it has much left. Just, it's gonna keep going until it's done. Next is my sunscreen. This is the Supergoop Unseen Sunscreen. I actually have a little bit of progress on it. I wore it, I think, 3 times, which I know is not a lot. I usually wear something like this, like a sunscreen, because of like I'm going on a long drive or something like that, and I did for that because I went and saw my mother for her birthday. But other than that, I'm just not in the sun enough to use a sunscreen, plus I have a vitamin D deficiency, so I need those little increments when I can get them. And finally, before I show you the 3 new things that I'm rolling in for the 3 that I finished, I have the Eminence Pumpkin Latte Hydration Mask. This definitely smells like pumpkin spice. Not a fan, but it's a nice little mask. Just, you know, not my thing. This is what it looks like. I have used it once. Its weight went from 32.6 grams to 27.7. I suspect 2, maybe 3 more uses and it'll be done. I just need to get a little bit more movement on it. And like I said, 3 things I'm rolling in, 2 you will be familiar with because like I said, when I updated the Graveyard Project Pan finale, everything I didn't finish in there is getting rolled into something else, including this. It is the Il Makiage No Filter Poreless Base Smoothing Primer. If you followed my progress in there, I managed to finish up about at least 15 grams of it, which it already had some work on it beforehand. So it comes with about 25 grams, so I should have about 10-ish grams left, but it might be less just because I don't know how much use I had put on it before I rolled it into a project pan. So currently we are starting at 93.9 grams. That is mostly packaging at this point, especially since I mentioned that at one point in those videos, but this doesn't pump very well. I'm not sure why, but I have to like pull it out, scrape it a little bit out, and like rub it on my hand like that. It's getting harder and harder to get product out. Like it's not super hard yet, but I'm definitely having to like widen my scoop when I do it, if that makes any sense. Next is the Ulta Matte Liquid Lipstick. This little mini right here. I haven't worn it since I had the finale for Graveyard Project Pan, but I did weigh it this time. It is 6.5 grams. I can't imagine there is a ton of product left in here, just because I can scrape it pretty easily and it really only gets product on the bottom. But I do want to finish it off, so even if I finish this by the next update, it's still like in the rotation, and that's what matters. And the last thing is a little different, but I have 2 packs of makeup samples and I just keep forgetting to use them. So I figured let me throw them into something, especially a project pan where it's like, this is the last push to get things that I want to get done by the end of the year. So in this one I have, I think it's 2 primers, which are the easiest samples for me to use. I have the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer and the Rare Beauty Primer right here. I took it out because I also have the foundations. I have 2 from Bare Minerals Complexion Rescue in Vanilla and Natural. Normally a 5 in anything would not work for me, but these are very light coverage, so it works all right. I have 2 of the Rare Beauty Light Touch Weightless Foundations. So hopefully between 2 blister packs, the 160C, which is not quite my shade, but for these purposes will do, to see if I like the foundation or not. Hopefully 2 blister packs will be enough for me to get a full face. Never know, we'll see. And then I have 2 of these little things like this. I have the Tarte Amazonian Clay 16-Hour Full Coverage Foundation, the reformulated one. This is newer. And I have the Ilia Super Serum Skin Tint SPF 40, which, considering how light its coverage is, because I have used it before, I might legitimately be able to use all 6 of these and actually get like a full face. Yeah, all 5 of these, my bad. So this stack isn't too bad. Like, there's definitely like work to be done on them, but I have a whole other bag and it is all concealer. I don't know how I ended up with so many concealers. I think a Sephora order that I did, it had one of these packs that was just concealer. So that's probably what did it. So let's do this. I have the Tarte Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer. I have the One Size Turn Up the Base Butter Silk Concealer. The Huda Beauty #Faux Filter Luminous Matte Concealer. I didn't like the foundation, but I figure I'll give the concealer a try. The Ilia True Skin Serum Concealer. Makeup Forever Ultra HD Concealer. NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. A Tarte C Power Flex Antioxidant Concealer. Pat McGrath Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Concealer. The Rare Beauty Liquid Touch Brightening Concealer, more Rare Beauty. And the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Radiant Concealer. So, a lot of concealers. So, theoretically, my goal is to use up all of these by the end of the year. I don't necessarily think that is possible, but if I can get everything comfortably back into one bag, like not bursting at the seams one bag, but like comfortably, not a huge deal sort of thing, I will be pretty happy. So that is it. Thank you guys for tuning in. As always, I do really appreciate it, and hopefully I will see you later. Bye!